And with that, we are live. Hey there, everybody. Super happy to be in the shop today. Just getting some stuff did. Actually, I was working on a small commission earlier today for a friend of mine. It's a little tiny Inuyasha Tessaga, or Tessaga, I think. That's gonna be really fun. So I had to fix my belt sander and do all sorts of fun stuff. So it's been very fun, very fun. What's everybody up to? How we doing? We are working on a fun collab project with Diabolical Props tonight, which is going to be super fun. We're working on here. Actually, I've got an image of it. We are working on an Iron Warrior. An Iron Warrior 40K helmet. This is, I was trying to look up the exact reference. This one is Legion. It's a veteran legionary from the Unification Wars era. So this thing is definitely a very, very intimidating looking thing. My goal here is to take it from a little bit of... There's definitely a blocky style to Warhammer that I do like in a lot of ways, but there's ways to add some depth and detail to it. I've been experimenting with some patterns, with some Pepakura, and doing some hand drafting here. And actually, I'll show you in a minute. Right down here, just off camera, is a bunch of templates that I've been just doodling on and trying to get to a good place. This is going to be kind of a fun experimental sort of live build where I'm going to be sort of dinking around with this stuff and maybe adding some other materials to it and figuring out how to do big bolts like that. And whether I want to do them as like big round bolts or like big square bolts or what's going on. So this is going to be real fun, so stick around. In the meantime, I want to give a huge thanks to everybody who has been very patient with me these past few weeks. We just released the Hunter and Republic Commando video. So if you haven't seen that, I encourage you, once this stream's over, go check it out, because this thing has turned out just beautiful. We've got free patterns and stuff over there, and fun links to our Etsy, so, check it out. Also, recent client of mine was messing around with some of the stuff that we've been putting out. He has been adding to the Mando costume that we made for him, so he's going to be working a bit more on that, and maybe we'll see a fun photo of that in the near future. But in the meantime, you should check in the link down below he's got a web comic that I've actually also made something for him, a big, 6-foot sword, and the comic's called Bad Bones, so, go check that out. Check it out. Forgive me, I'm not standing today, I'm sitting, because earlier today, while I was cleaning the shop and redoing some of the lights in here, I dropped a huge tote full of tools on my knee, so I am sitting down and being real comfy this live stream. So we're probably going to tilt the camera down in a moment and just show you what's going on here as I sort of build things out and flesh things out for this build. Stick around, enjoy, and I think I'm gonna just tilt the camera down now. We use here more primitive technologies. There we go. You can see all my stuff just on the floor. Absolutely precious. We love to see it. Okay, so here's where I'm at. I've got this faceplate and side panel and sort of brow piece here sort of layered together to create a lot of depth. You can see in the helmet over there, there's just a lot of fun layers. Very thick. I'm thinking about adding some trim. Maybe trying to do a chamfer on some of those edges, really break it up a bit more. Not just bevel it, but actually break it down with an extra step, maybe. This is a hard one because it's there's a lot of places to go with it. I'd really like to add some battle wear and whatnot, and not just in something in post, because what's going to happen here is Diabolical and I are going to be making something for each other, and then we're going to paint We're going to send to the other person what we made, and they're going to paint it, and it's going to be a really fun challenge for us. So I'm trying to give them a really fun canvas to work off of here. So in the meantime, I'm thinking, hey, hanging out in Argentina. Glad to have you with us there, Matthias. Great to hear you following the work. That's very fun. Thank you. Much appreciated. There's going to be more coming soon. Obviously, we're working on this tonight, but I've got some more things planned for the weekend. We're going to jumpstart on a couple more videos and try to start putting some more stuff out again. I've found myself with a little bit more time for that, even if things have been changing up a bit in my life. Sorry for those of you who don't know, my grandfather passed recently, and that's, we're all doing quite well with that, but my grandmother was also in the hospital for a bit, so it was a little bit of a crazy week. But let's take a look at this, because I think this is more or less in a good place to start cutting some stuff out and then sort of experimenting with more shapes, I think. So I've got some new foam here that I've been really itching to try out. So this is some foam, 6mm foam from Masked Dad Workshop. And I have not used this before, but he was having a sale some time ago, and I picked some up. And I've been meaning to find a good project to try this out on. So I'm just going to poorly undo this here, and yeah, let's go ahead. I'm going to counter roll this a little bit, see if I can get a little bit of it to lay flat so we can go ahead and trace some of these parts out. Let's scoot these over. Yeah, there we go. Great. Okay, so this part, actually, so the grill of the faceplate here, I'm actually going to flip over because I do believe it can be one piece without losing any significant detail here. Let's grab this right here. There we go. We'll just start tracing right there. Right there. Oh, you know what I might end up doing? Might end up doing a little added detail right on the inside of the eye here. So this has got sort of a uni-eye, which is actually kind of unusual for Warhammer stuff. So it's very, very interesting in that way. But it's got sort of a uni-eye thing, which is very, very knightly. And I bet, because I've got my reference right here. There's a Mark 7. The Mark 7 Iron Man mask has this really cool detail where it's got the eye cups and it's got holes for each of the eyes, but there's also a little added detail on the inside there, and that's also what meets between the two, and where it just meets, it goes in just slightly, and there's that sort of raised edge. I think I could do something like that here too to some pretty decent effect. I'm also pretty enamored. So that cosplayer right there, that's Diefrig, my bad. It's just a night for me mispronouncing things. He has added a really cool like tinted visor to that, which, I mean, we recently explored like just messing around with some tinted visors on the Republic Commando, and I think they look really cool. They lend a lot of fun weight to a project. And I don't know, I think that there's a fun sort of glow to it without all the electronic fuss. You know, because like, that looks, his eyes almost look like they're on fire there. And, you know, it's a subtle implication of that, and I really do like that. Let's see. So these also, I'm also noticing that these aren't, let's see, these slats in the mouth aren't open on the inside. I'm wondering, because I could just grind them in if I'm looking to do some like variation in detail then, you know, rather than just cutting these out and having them be, you know, 6 millimeters deep and et cetera, et cetera. I could grind them in with like my round bit, my rotary tool, which would be pretty cool, I think. Or I could actually open them up on the inside. Maybe add some cross-stitch mesh in there. Yeah, that could be really cool. Yeah, stick some cross-stitch mesh in there. It just gives something fun texturally to paint. I don't know. I could mix it up. I could do like every other one. Like I could just grind in this one and that one, and this one could actually be open. Or like just these two on the whole faceplate. Yeah, that could be really cool. Oh, I like the sound of that. I like the sound of basically giving it the subtle suggestion that there's like a rebreather on the one side. Oh, I think that's going to be really cool. Yeah, I like that. So let's see then. So we're going to cut out... Hang on, let's finish tracing this. I'm getting ahead of myself. Tracing wheedly parts like this are... Oh, it's just a huge pain in the butt sometimes. There we go. It's the biggest possible Sharpie. So hear me out. We grind in that one, that one, that one, and that one, but then we cut out this one and this one. What I might do is I might cut out these two and then decide whether I want to cut out all. Or excuse me, I'll cut out all three of like one side. Now see, this kid has like a... Hello there, Melina! Glad to have you with us. We're experimenting with some Warhammer 40k today, and I'm sitting in a chair because I hurt my leg. We're actually doing a fun collaboration with Diabolical Props. I should link to him down below. God, I can't believe I didn't link. He is... Oop. Sorry about that. He and I are going to be building something for one another, sending it off to each other to paint, which I think is going to be very fun. He's been really into Warhammer lately. He's been doing a big mace build over on his Twitch streams. I highly recommend checking him out. He streams before me on Tuesdays, so you can catch us both even for a time. Let's see here. I'm just gonna cut this out real quick. I'm gonna cut this out at slightly. Oh, I dropped a tote of tools on my knee, so I'm a little messed up in the knee. But I think what we're gonna do here is we're actually gonna cut the faces that'll like show. We're gonna cut those at a slight outward bevel to give them just that much more detail. Ooh. Oh, I like how this cuts. Sorry, for those of you just joining us, we are experimenting with a new brand of foam today. This is 6mm foam from Masked Dad Workshop. I've never used this foam before, but that first cut was promising. I really liked that. Cut very, very evenly and smoothly, which is important. There we go. Just bevel that outward slightly with our X-Acto. Build in a little extra depth there, just like that. Okay. Might experiment with one piece at a time here. Just kind of build it out. This is really kind of whatever we want to make it. You know, we're each of us trying to create something sort of fun for the other. I definitely... My talking point has kind of been, you know, wanting to make a fun canvas for him to paint. And so that's my goal. If I can add fun detail to this, I'm gonna. You guys can also kind of see the real-time process of me multiple times throughout a cutting even a single piece here. Just sharpening up my blade. Keep going. Sharpen up the blade. Now these lines here I won't need to cut at a bevel because these are actually going to get overlapped here by this piece, like that. So that's not important on the inside there. Do the same thing over here because this is a mirror piece. Yeah, no, I definitely... No, it's super fun to work with another builder, but yeah, no, I definitely screwed up my leg earlier. So we iced it for a bit, and then to my fiance's chagrin, I got back up, finished cleaning up the shop because I really do want to work on this stuff. It's fun for me, and you know, it's good time. It's a good time. Let's see here. Plus, I was showing off earlier, and you might have missed it. I was working on this earlier. which is a sort of a mini Tessega for Inuyasha, for a friend of mine. They commissioned me, and so I'm putting this together. We're gonna add fur to the grip, and I had to fix my belt sander to do it, and so lifting heavy objects and moving lots of stuff. It's crazy, just crazy. Okay. Oh, here's something I can kind of go over right now. So this is not something that comes up a ton in my building, but if you're going through and you're doing cuts like this, you can see there's actually an interior corner here that we have to cut out. But if we just jam down in there, the corner edge is actually going to get a little weird. You can see actually on my Hunter build. Oh no, I was pretty good boy. Nope, there's one right here. It's kind of hard to see, but in the corner there's a little bit of a weird triangle and kind of a weird angle on the inside of the mask there because I just sort of got quick with it and cut it out really, really fast. But really, if I'm trying to get a very smooth edge there, because there's not going to be a ton of added detail in this area, what I'll do is I'll pull away, draw away from the edge there, and see I stop before I hit that, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my extendable blade here and just sort of rock it all the way to the corner. Do the same thing on this other cut that's sort of 90 degrees with it. Just going to stick the blade in there and sort of draw it to the corner until it pops out. Now I've got a perfect corner that just ends right there, super smooth, won't really need any cleanup. It's great. Here we go. Whoop. Come on. Let's see here. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, so now what we've got going on here is we've got sort of the outward bevels there. That'll be really great for the detail. It adds sort of a depth to the actual piece, which is going to be great. We'll probably also, I'm thinking about taking some 8mm foam and just doing a strip on the inside here to make it seem like this is also almost impossibly thick without making the helmet super bulky. We're talking about cutting 2 of these out. Now these are interior curved pieces, which means this is going to be kind of a rough cut. They'll definitely need to be cleaned up. Let's see here. There we go. Just ease it in. And then trying to keep it as vertical to the table as possible. Yeah, we're just going to follow our lines. Just follow our lines. There we go. Great. Great, here we go. I probably won't post how I did the Tessega, mostly just because this is going to sound crazy. It's not a super repeatable process. I didn't use a template. I just drafted it straight onto the foam. Honestly, if you're curious about how I did the Tessega, I would highly recommend, and I'm loath to farm out to recommend other channels when I'm doing stuff, but Odin Makes is a great channel. Odin Makes did a really great video right when he was starting out his channel where he made like three swords, 3 cosplay ready swords. And I sort of pseudo followed the methodology of his the machete, which is hilarious because he has a katana in that build. But the katana is actually like a realistic katana, whereas the machete has like a super broad blade, the way that this does, and the way that I tried to go for like a very animated pose to it, like the bend with the bend and everything. Which is hilarious because at the scale it kind of starts to come off as like a pirate, but it's very fun. I might do some quick tips maybe on a live stream about how I do fur, because I use really cheap fur usually when I'm adding just fur to props and whatnot. I'll give it a trim, but this isn't even the right color because what I usually end up doing is dusting it with spray paint, not only to stiffen it up a little bit, but to get whatever the tone is I like, which is why I like starting with very dark fur. All of this to say that has nothing to do with Warhammer, but it is something I think about constantly in my shop. Jesus. There we go. Oh, I bid farewell to the port and the land, and I paddled away from brave England's white sands, to seek for my long ago forgotten friends, to search for the place I hear all sailors end. As the souls of the dead fill the space of my mind, I'll search without sleep until peace I can find. I fear not the weather, I fear not the sea, I remember the fallen, do they think of me? With their bones in the ocean forever will be. Plot a course through the night to the darkest abyss. No, plot a course through the night to a place I once knew, to a place where my hope died along with my crew. So I swallow my grief and face life's final test, to find solace of peace and promise of rest. I actually really like it with just the two, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna bust out the rotary tool. Maybe. Hang on. Ugh. Yes. Bust out the rotary tool. And I'm gonna I have a very round bit. Very round bit. There we go. It's a stone bit, and it's super round on top. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use it to just lightly knock down this area here. So I'm going to use it to sort of round in these grooves and then knock down the edges of this so that it looks a little bit more smooth. The easiest way to do this isn't actually to router it in like that, because it creates a really weird spinning mark. You actually kind of want to do one side, then flip it over and kind of do the other. I'll show you what I mean. Sort of like this. You sort of dip it in the middle here, and just slowly grind in until you start to reach the outer edges. And you can kind of pull back on it too, but it's definitely easier to just push in and let the tool guide you forward. So far, I'm pretty happy. Thank you, Matthias. So far, I'm pretty happy with this this foam. This foam has been pretty good. It's sanding really well, which I think is the important thing in a lot of these foams. We'll see how well it heat forms, but so far this has been really nice. It feels a little less dense than HD foam, but it's still cutting and performing the way it should. So. I don't know. I mean, it's a good price point. I might go with it in the future. There we go. Try and get this as even as possible here. Yeah, there we go. Oh, I really like the way that's coming out. So this has come out really, really nicely. It's just a very smooth groove. So this has a lot of depth to it. But it's got the variation from these guys right here. I think that's what I'm gonna do on all of these, frankly. I might set this aside just for a moment, and maybe try. Yeah, no. Let's keep sanding for a minute. This is nice. I don't think we're gonna need to knock down this top edge at all, though. I actually think I'll leave that pretty sharp. Let's keep grinding these then. Go to sleep, you little babe. Go to sleep, you little babe. You and me and the devil makes three. Don't need no other loving babe. Go to sleep, you little babe. Don't you weep, you little babe. Mama's gone away and your daddy's gonna stay. Don't leave nobody but the baby. I made constant sorrow. I seen trouble on my day. I did farewell in Kentucky, the place where I was born and raised, the place where he was born and raised. Farewell, my own true lover, I never expect to see you again. Oh, ramble. I have no friend to help me now. You have no friend to help me now. There we go. Swing away, sweet shade of... How do you attach switch? Oh, I'm probably... So, for the record, I'm probably not doing any other armor for this, just because, you know, time, money, etc. I'm not measuring this man. I'm sending him a fun piece. But, for the most part, my understanding, and this is the sucky part of doing big Warhammer builds, inside of those big shoulders are smaller shoulders, and inside of those smaller shoulders are even smaller shoulders, and those shoulders are the ones that are strapped to your shoulders, which is hilarious and also amazing. Like, that's an amount of work on something you are never going to see that is frankly staggering. Ooh. This is always a dangerous bit where you stick the Dremel in like between two parts, because it'll try to run away from you really fast, and that's a tricky thing. There we go. Gingerly trying to round this over. Gingerly. Oh Lord. Good evening, Melvin. There's actually there's a little shout out for you, Melvin, down below. Melvin's got a web comic that he runs, and it's pretty fun. I've done a piece from it. It's down, and there's a link to the webcomic down below. Definitely recommend checking it out. I've been meaning to give you a shout out. I'm looking forward to what you're doing with your Mando build and all the whatnot. Here we go. Alright, so 25 minutes into the stream, and we are finally done with one part of this build. Oh god. Like, I'm joking a little, but like, that's also really funny to me. I love it when we can detail a piece totally flat, though. Doesn't have to be entirely put together before I can start messing with it. This is going to be really nice. Soon. Nice. Love to hear about it. Okay, let's see here. I've got the heat gun right here. Let's see how well this new foam takes heat. We're experimenting with Masked Dad Workshop's 6mm foam tonight. So let's really give ourselves the chance to enjoy this foam. Let's see, we'll really heat those areas that we went through and, you know, we added those grooves, and I want to make sure that that smooths down really nice. So yeah, let's give the whole thing a good heat treatment here. In and out. And we'll just give it a nice, try and give it as even a curve as we can now that we've changed the integrity of the piece, because we want this to be pretty evenly round, despite the fact that there's, you know, gaps in the material now and whatnot. But I think that has come out very nicely already. I want to bend this a little bit more in the center, just because it's got a pseudo point to it. It's not a point, but it is definitely more intense at the front there. This would actually be a really fun, just like mask. Yeah, that's really cool. I like this. I'm really glad we wound up going with this direction. Now for the overlap, this pattern that I sort of whipped up here actually has sort of a tab, and I'll take just a moment now. I should have done this before I heat formed it, Lord. I'm going to take my Sharpie, and everywhere that I have marked here on this piece of foam is where we'll overlap it. Just like that. Just like that. Super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Swing low, sweet chariot. Oh, Jesus. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Why don't you swing down, chariot, stop and let me ride? Swing down, chariot, stop and let me ride. Rock me, Lord, calm and easy. I got a home on the other side. Swing, swing, oh, swing, swing. Oh, well, 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 well. Well, Ezekiel went down to the middle of the field, saw an angel working on the chariot wheel. Wasn't so particular about the chariot wheel, he just wanted to see how the chariot feel. Swing down, chariot, stop and let me ride. Swing down, chariot, stop and let me ride. Rock me, Lord, calm and easy. I got a home on the other side. Swing, swing, oh, swing, swing. Oh, well, well. Well, Ezekiel went down and he got on board. Chariot went a bumping on down the road. He wasn't so particular about that bumping on the road. He just wanna lay down his heavy load. Swing down, chariot, stop and let me ride. Swing down, chariot, stop and let me ride. Rock me, Lord, calm and easy. I got a home on the other side. Swing, chariot, stop and let me ride. Swing down, chariot, stop and let me ride. Rock me, Lord. And easy side. Swing down, chariot, stop and let me ride. Yeah. Rock me, Lord, calm and easy. I got home on the other side. So unlike the rest of this build, or at least a lot of these pieces, like where we flared these pieces out because we want to add depth to that, this stuff's all going to be put flat because we want to add things in the inside, and of course this is for the curved part of the dome, so it's got to be perfectly flat as well. So let's just run these around the edge here. There we go. Anybody here play Warhammer? I've always been kind of curious. Wargaming sounds like something I would enjoy, but only so far as I also enjoy, role-playing games. I feel like I have a nasty tendency to make bad tactical decisions in the name of cool stuff. Okay, let's do another interior corner here. Again, this stuff is pretty easy to do. You just have to take your time doing it. There we go. So now all I gotta do is just a draw cut in and a draw cut in. If I do this right, I should be able to just nudge the blade in, draw right to the corner. There we go. And the same thing right here. There we go. And that's the side of a helmet. Super detailed, I know. I'm a master of pattern making, frankly. But this is gonna basically rest on there like that. That's gonna help start creating that visor shape, which is exactly what we want. Man, this is holding its shape really well. Like, I know it's just a floppy like foam, but I've left this for a while now and it's still got that curve in it, and that's good. It's what it's supposed to do. Matchmaker, matchmaker, make me a match. Find me a find, catch me a catch. Matchmaker, matchmaker, open your book and make me a perfect match. Okay, I can't get a good angle on this because the whole roll is here, so we're going to waste just a little bit of foam to rough cut it out, and then I'm going to cut it out for real. So I can turn it around like all the God-fearing crafters. I don't know, if I was standing I'd get up and do this, but I'm just not going to do that. That's a bad idea. Here we go. Cutting this as flat as possible, so we can get nice, even curves and a nice, even dome. I will say this. I think Defrig has done a really good job with that particular build here. However, I can see the way he's constructed his dome. It's all the lateral cuts, but I think he used more lateral cuts than he needed to, because if I'm not mistaken, I think he's also building out of foam here. But I think he's got like 3 or 4 lateral cuts there, and I think that's too many. I don't think you need that many. That's just me. I think you've made that harder on yourself than you need to. There we go. And cut. And the next Cut. Here we go. Perfection. Oh, there we go. Actually, no, this is great. Now, great. Pop that out. And we got the two side pieces here. I'll go ahead and heat these two after. Ooh, nope, no. Not going to make the same mistake twice. I'm going to heat them after I cut away my portions for overlap here. I left a lot, but that's just because I think it'll be a really secure bond that way, frankly. Usually you don't need as much as I've left here, I'll be honest. It's just nice to have it sometimes. Sorry I don't have the Republic Commando helmet here to show off, but my little brother has joined the groomsman squad, and as a gift I gave it to him because he was the final vote in favor of Scorch for the paint job for that, and I think it turned out amazing, and frankly a good deal of that is due to him. So there is that. He's a good kid. I like him a lot. One could even say that I love my brother. But that's for another day. There we go. There we go. And all that's just flat. That's just area that's going to go under here. And of course also under the piece, this strip that's going to go across the forehead. Now I am realizing that I may have to cut a little section out of one or both of these, because otherwise this thing's going to be super beveled downward. And I don't think that's the intent of the overall structure of the helmet. So we're gonna have to address that in a minute here. But for anybody who doesn't understand why I leave all this extra space on here, it's because I could do like corner to corner edge joins like through the material face, but it's way easier to contact cement right on it and layer this stuff together rather than doing those weird like corner to corner joins like this with maybe hot glue or something. Those just get very tedious very fast. There we go. Okay, so we got that part, and then let's see here. Get the main. You know what? I need to make two of these and then one of these, and then we could start putting this thing together basically crudely. Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to scoot this as far forward as possible and see how we might be able be able to get them all on here and cut out just as quick as we can. Oh god, everything's gonna fall. Oh god. Oh no. There we go. Okay, yeah, no, this will be great. Let's bum 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 ba-da-dum bum 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 ba-da-dum bum bum ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Don't hurt my faceplate. I spent so much time detailing it. Oh god, I'd be so sad. I'd be so sad if after all that time detailing the faceplate, we sat down and just ruined it accidentally. Oh, I almost ruined a build that went out the other day. Somebody bought my old Deadpool face shell, and it was like a false-eyed face shell. It was fun. I liked it, but I wrinkled it a little, and I was like, oh no. And unfortunately, I was able to get those wrinkles out, but oh god, I panicked. Well, it's just never good, And you don't want to be in that position. It's a bad position to be in. Ugh. Okay, I'm actually probably going to put that on that end, so quick, let's rough cut these guys out. Perfectly flat cuts, because dome. Because dome. There we go. Perfectly flat cuts, because dome. Okay. Ooh, this is the silence of somebody who does not want to do this again. Oh god, I just suddenly realized I wasn't saying anything. It's because I don't want to have to do this again. Well, they're just such simple pieces, And you don't want to put yourself in that position of having to go back, just do everything you did all over again. That's no fun. That's no fun at all. So let's just wrap on this. Getting the last of the main body pieces cut out. There's a lot more details, I think, to be added. We're going to be adding some big, some kind of bolts around the edge. I don't know if I want to do round bolts. I bet you I could find. Maybe I could do hexagons. I could do like maybe I could take a square dowel and cut the edges off, and then just do a bunch of hexagons that way. Maybe. Oh, that would save me a lot of time too. Could add a lot of detail. Those dowels are only like what, $3? Yeah, that could work. That could really work. Let's see here. Zoop. Get rid of the scrap. See, this is why my shop gets so dirty. It's because I just start. Oh god, I just start doing this thing where I just start throwing scrap everywhere. I gotta be better. I gotta do better. Love me, and the world is mine, all mine. Oh no, I dropped it. Oh god, ow. Hang on. Here we go. There we go. Try not to let the marker linger anywhere too long. There we go. And then we will cut this guy out. I might... No, that's a mistake. I'm just going to cut this flat. Just going to cut this flat. nailed it. Perfection. What else is everybody else working on, huh? Where are we at? More than halfway done with the week, people. Where's the crafting happening? Here we go. Oh, shoot. That wasn't quite flat with the table. Dang it. Okay. There we go. Okay, I'm going to grab the rotary tool real quick because I kind of botched that line. I'm just going to fix it. There we go. Yeah. And then here's the thing. These really flat lines and these round and these long straight lines can do with the box cutter really fast, but these little teeny tiny rounded lines really have to be with the X-Acto. They're just so tight a curve. I didn't quite get through all the way through on that one. That's surprising. That's been happening more with this foam, I'd say. I don't know what it is about it, but it tends to hold on at the very bottom of the pass a lot more than a lot of other foam that I've used. I just have to apply a little bit more pressure. It still works, just a little different. Okay, so we've got the two over the head pieces, the two side pieces, brow panel, and front, which I'm glad we detailed that before doing everything else. What am I missing? What am I missing? So it'll need to be heat formed. Oh, there is a little bit more overlap flap at the front edge of those over the top of the head pieces, so that the faceplate also, the brow piece also sits on top of this guy as well. So, need to add that line in there as well. And then it's ready. Here we go. Love having to line up the entire piece to add like a sliver on one end. I think that's objectively hilarious. I don't know about everybody else. Alright, let's heat form these real quick. These should be pretty easy. This one I actually don't even think I need to heat form because ironically the curve is in the exact right direction because I did it parallel or perpendicular to the piece. Yo, Diabolical Props! Hey, did you see? We've already got some detail going. I'm exploring some of the options. Probably going to put some mesh in here. Done some more subtle variations. It's not as blocky. I've actually ground these bits in. We're gonna really experiment with this and try to build you something that's really fun to put together here. So let's do. Whoa! My lights flickered. That was crazy. Let's go ahead and add some roundness to this shape. There we go. Now, my patented method of just folding it over and then bending it back the other way a couple of times, sort of giving it a bit of a two-direction bend, crimp and fold. And now, this is probably about ready. I'll probably just smooth over that line. This is about ready for assembly, I'd say. See, it's got a subtle curve this way as well. That'll make it easier when I finally go to glue everything together. Yeah, let's round out this live stream by heat forming everything and processing it before we get everything glued together. That's either the subject for another stream or I don't know, maybe I Maybe I sit down and do it tomorrow because I'm impatient. I have to take my grandmother to the airport, actually. Fortunately, she was let out of the hospital and cleared for travel again, so we're going to be doing that stuff tomorrow. Life's just so up in the air, man. Oh, hey, Koa! Hey! Did you ever wind up... It was a sword, it was a katana you were making, right? Did you ever wind up taking the leap on that? I'm curious. Real curious. Inquiring Jadens want to know. There we go. There's the other one over the top of the edge here. Great. This is basically done. Oh god, I should make like a pin that just says it's basically done, and it's just like a bunch of loose parts. Okay, these ones are a little bit more extreme in their heat forming, because what we're going to do is basically dome it out in the middle and bow this edge out as well. Man, I have to say, I'm pretty happy with the arm. Yeah, trying to use my knee, actually. Ugh. Pretty happy with how this stuff takes heat and stays heat formed. I think this might actually be better than HD props in that way. I have a lot of trouble keeping HD foam in place when I'm heat forming sometimes. And I put the elbow grease in. I won't. Why do you feel horrible? Koa, why do you feel horrible? What's wrong? What happened? There we go. Okay, there we go. See, now there's a subtle dish to this whole thing all the way across it. There we go. Looks like there was a sticker on it right here. That's super weird. I'm not sure what that is about. I mean, presumably we'll... You made your mom cry? What happened? Oh no! That's not good! Koa, I'm so sorry. We're just sitting here heat forming. We're just trying to have a good time as a group. This is a place for chill anime vibes. We're studying. We're studying the way of the foam. I'm so sorry. That sucks. Mi Madre's had a rough one this past week. It's been a very up and down kind of week, so I totally understand. I hope that things are... Oh, I'm glad, Koa. I'm very glad to hear that. Very glad indeed. I dare say I understood what you meant there, Koa. Let's see here. Day's done. Gone the sun. From the lake, from the hills, from the sky. You know what, I might just do a super glue join here in prep for all the contact cement we're going to do. From afar, drawing nigh, falls the night, fading light, dims the sight, as a star gems the sky, gleaming bright. As we go, this we know, God is nigh. Thanks and praise for our days. 'Neath the sun, 'neath the stars, 'neath the sky. As we go, this we know, God is nigh. Oh, now I've made myself sad. I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, well, I'll probably end this doing a soft super glue to both of these, and maybe starting to think about how this piece has to go over both of these, even though they're not at the same elevation. I might need to... I'm either going to have to sand it together or add a piece to sort of smooth it together. We'll see. Ah, yes. Topology. Whenever I get sad, I just get crafty. Gotta make stuff in the face of sadness, I think. Otherwise, you just feel like... Otherwise, you just feel like things go, and that's rough. So instead, I'll make a helmet, and I will be happy. Okay, I'm just lining that up there. Yeah, there we go. That's a really nice, sharp join. I'm comfortable using super glue on a join like this because... Oh, dang it, I almost glued my hand together there. I'm comfortable using super glue on a join like this because this join doesn't actually need to bend a whole lot. Unlike the joins across the top and, of course, in the middle there, this is basically just being layered on top here. I'll probably use contact cement for this one, though, just because it's going to have such a wide curve to it. But I think this is the one. I think this is the one. I'm gonna mess with it a bit more. Like, it's not gonna be just this, you know. We're gonna keep adding some layers of detail. I'm definitely, you know, I'm gonna tilt this up as I wrap up the stream here. Let's, ta-da! Look at that. So my plan is to do the helmet, and ooh, a picture just fell off the wall. That's crazy. My plan is to do the helmet and probably fell further. Ghosts. My plan is to finish up this helmet. And also do a little extra something for surprise, I think. We're going to do an extra little something for surprise. But you can already see this is taking some really nice shape here. I am really liking a lot of the overarching shape. And some of the subtler details we're already getting in there in the grill there. So I'm excited. I'm very excited. You know, we're gonna try and go hog wild on the sculpt here. Because Lord knows, I don't have to paint it. Yeah, ghosts. Jesus. I want to thank everybody for coming out to the stream tonight. We started a little early. I might do that in the future. Might start just a few minutes early, in the name of trying to get some stuff done and trying to make these streams real productive. In the meantime, if you want to connect with me more, feel free to check out links down below. I've got my Discord. I'm pretty active over there. I'm constantly taking challenges and things from members of the Discord. For new templates and whatnot. It's a lot of fun for me, so please feel free to check it out. Again, sorry I didn't stand up a whole lot this stream. It has been a hell of a time. Absolutely, Melvin's got a really cool web comic. I linked to it down below because, you know, you got to check it out, right? I actually wound up making the sword from it. It's like a 6-foot prop. It's a lot of fun. At any rate, I want to thank everybody for coming out. This has been a huge source of support for me these past few weeks that have just seemingly never ended. So thank you all very, very much. As always, I've been Jaden here for Foam Armory, and I hope you all take care.